Hi, welcome to the Lifestyle Herbalist, the podcast where holistic wellness meets everyday living. I'm your host, Dabney-BS. I'm a registered dental hygienist, a clinical herbalist, and a certified health coach.
And I'm your co-host, Sabrina Cooper, a registered dental hygienist with a bachelor's in oral health promotion, a certified culinary nutritionist and herbalist, and a mindfulness and mindful eating coach. Together, we explore the intersection of holistic health, herbal wisdom, and joyful living. From plant-powered remedies to kitchen medicine, mindful moments, and conversations that feed the soul, we're here to help you feel vibrant, grounded, and inspired in your daily life. So steep a cup of something soothing, settle in, and let's grow well together one episode at a time, bringing you a healthy dose of happiness.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're starting with something that honestly does not get enough attention in the health space, and that's minerals. Not supplements, not trends, not the latest biohack. The foundational stuff your body literally runs on. Because here's what I see over and over again, especially with the clients I work with. People are eating well, they're taking supplements, they seem to be doing all the things right, and yet they still feel off. Low energy, hormonal shifts, chronic stress, oral health issues that don't seem to resolve. And a lot of times, what's underneath of it all is really a mineral imbalance or even a depletion. So today we're going to break down this really simple, practical way. What minerals actually do in the body, why so many people are depleted even when they're trying hard not to be, and how stress, medications, and digestion all play into this. So let's start with the basics. When we say minerals, we're talking about things like magnesium, calcium, sodium, potassium, zinc, and iron. These are not optional nutrients. These are required for the body to actually function. And according to the National Institutes of Health Office and Dietary Supplements, minerals are involved in hundreds of biochemical processes in the body. And the World Health Organization consistently highlights mineral deficiencies as a global health concern. This is foundational physiology. So let's make this real. Minerals are responsible for things like energy production. If you feel fatigued, burnt out, or like you hit the wall in the afternoon, minerals like magnesium and iron are key players in how your cells actually produce energy. Nervous system regulation. Think anxiety, overwhelm, and trouble sleeping. Calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium all work together to regulate how your nerves fire and how your body responds to stress. Even things like sugar balance. So cravings, crashes, irritability when you haven't eaten. Minerals help your body respond to insulin and stabilize blood sugar. Things like muscle function, including your heart. Your heartbeat? Yes. Minerals dependent. Muscle tension? Yes. Mineral dependent. Immune system support. Zinc, selenium, and others play a huge role in how your body fights infection and heals. And what about your bone and structural health? Well, we always hear about calcium, but calcium doesn't work alone. It needs magnesium and other minerals to actually be used properly. What about our oral health? My favorite tie-in, tooth structure, saliva quality, and gum healing. These are all influenced by mineral statuses. So when we talk about minerals, we're not talking about one isolated function. We're talking about how your entire system communicates and functions. And yes, minerals are the communicators of the body. So I hear this oftentimes. I eat healthy. I do all the things right. And this is where people get really frustrated because the question I hear all the time is, I eat really well, so why should I be deficient? And that is a valid question. Here's the reality. Our food is not mineral rich, not as much as it used to be. Modern farming practices have depleted our soil in many areas, which means even whole healthy foods may contain fewer minerals than it did decades ago. We're also under a lot more stress than ever, and stress really burns through those minerals. Absorption matters just as much as intake. You can eat the best diet in the world, but if your digestion isn't optimal, you may not be actually be absorbing those minerals and those nutrients. Bioindividuality is real, and two people can eat the exact same diet and have completely different mineral needs and patterns. So this is where we start to shift the conversation. I'm doing everything right, to, is my body actually able to use what I'm giving it? So let's talk about the big four that I see impacting mineral statuses the most. Stress. This is a big one. When your body is under stress, whether it's emotional, physical, or even perceived stress, it activates your adrenal system. And that process uses up minerals like magnesium, sodium, and potassium. And chronic stress can lead to patterns like fatigue, anxiety, burnout, hormonal imbalances. And often people just keep pushing through. Number 2 is medications. This is not about fear, it's about awareness. Many common medications can impact mineral levels. For example, diuretics can deplete potassium and magnesium. And I recently had a client that it was just that. When we looked at her HTMA analysis, she was taking a diuretic due to blood pressure. And because of that, she was really low on potassium. The other thing is acid blockers can affect mineral absorption. Certain cholesterol or blood pressure medications can influence nutrient balance. That doesn't mean you stop medications. It just means we need to support the body along with them. Number 3 is digestive health. If your gut isn't functioning well, minerals don't get absorbed efficiently. Things that can interfere is low stomach acid, gut inflammation, and a microbiome imbalance. And this is huge because someone can be eating a nutrient-dense diet and still show signs of deficiency. Number 4, blood sugar instability. This is often overlooked. Blood sugar swings can increase stress hormone output. It drives mineral loss, and it creates a cycle of cravings and depletion. So it becomes this loop: cravings, imbalance, more depletion, more cravings. So why I look for patterns and not just symptoms? This is where I bring the work. This is what I do and why I love the work I do. Because when someone comes to me, they're usually not saying, I think I have a mineral imbalance. They're saying things like, I'm exhausted, my gums won't heal, my body just seems off. And these symptoms matter, but they don't tell the whole story. So instead of chasing individual symptoms, I look at things like mineral patterns. How are the minerals interacting with each other? What trends are we seeing in the body? Where might the system be compensating or even struggling? Because the body is always trying to adapt. And when we understand those patterns, we can support it in a much more targeted and sustainable way. So if you take one thing from today's episode, let it be this. Minerals are not a small piece of the puzzle. They are the foundation. And if the foundation is off, it doesn't matter how many other things you layer on top. Your body will always keep signaling that something isn't right. If this resonated with you, if you've been feeling like you're doing something or doing everything right, but still not getting answers, this is exactly why I do the work I do. Looking at mineral patterns, looking at the bigger picture, and helping you understand what your body is actually asking for. If you want to explore that, you can reach out to work with me. And in the next episode, we're going to start diving into specific mineral ratios and what they actually tell us about your health. Hey, thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.